2022 has been a really good year for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so therefore it would be a good idea to look back at this year to see what were some of the best moments for the TMNT franchise. Now before we do get into this list is not in any particular order. This is just like 10 things which were just like standout moments from 2022, and yeah, so let's get into this one, let's go! Okay, so the first thing which I'd like to bring up is the 2023 TMNT movie. Now, I don't really want to talk about this one too much just because there's not really too much to really talk about here, but we did get some new movie news about this movie, such as the release date, some potential things that could potentially be happening, as well as the actual designs for the turtles themselves. Now while this isn't too big of a news just yet, I do think that what we've been given so far is good enough for what we've been given, and I am generally quite excited to see what we do release next year. Okay, next up is Shredder War. So this is a fan-made comic from Russia, and I was given the opportunity to make this into a motion comic, which I'm pretty sure a good majority of you have seen, and yeah, that's all I can really say about it. Next year, the second issue is supposed to be released, and I'm really excited to see what actually happens in that issue and where the story goes, and I must admit, coming back to this universe again is just amazing, and oh god, I really wish more issues would come out sooner. Next up, we have the IDW ongoing series. Now, this year has been quite interesting for the Turtle franchise, for the Turtle comics. There's been a lot of comics this year, from the Saturday Morning Adventures, Last Ronin, the ongoing series, and maybe a few other ones. So throughout this year, we've seen the Turtles go up against the Punk Frogs, we've seen Venus de Milo, and then what we're currently in right now is the Armageddon game. And it's been like a really fast-paced year, going from one story arc to the next, and every story arc has been amazing so far. I think Armageddon game is up for debate so far, whether or not it's actually good or not, but I still must admit that what we've been given so far for this year has been another really good standout year for the Turtle comics. Okay, so next up is the NECA TMNT figures, and again, NECA's already done it again this year and just been able to create standout figures, and there's just too many to put on this list, which is what ones are some of the best ones. I mean, some of the best ones we got this year was the Last Ronin, and there's a few other ones which are on this list as well, such as Usagi Jimbo, and there's so many other really amazing figures out there that I can't believe we're finally getting, and it's all because of NECA. And I am really interested to see what other figures they do next year, just because of what ones they release or shown on the checklist. So interesting to see what one comes out next year, but must admit, what they've been released so far, I'm speechless because I never thought I'd be able to get any of these figures in the action figure form. Okay, next up is a unique one. We have the 10-year anniversary for the 2012 TMNT show. If you don't know, this show turned 10 years old today, and I must admit, it has been quite interesting revisiting some of these the older episodes and seeing how much things have changed, in terms of the show, as well as everything from that time period to now. And seeing that came out 10 years ago, I'd say that this show does really hold up really well. And for it to have a 10-year anniversary, it's just, yeah, I must admit, I do feel old now. Thanks. Okay, next one, which is actually a really recent one, which, yeah, I'm quite surprised I'm even putting this one on the list, is the second Power Ranger TMNT crossover. Now, this one literally just come out just a few days ago, and, it is still really good, really amazing, can't wait to see what actually happens next, and, yeah, it is just a good sequel and follow-up from the last one. Now, I can't really say too much just yet, just because we've only been given one issue. I do have the feeling that this whole little mini-series will get a whole lot better, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Okay, so going into the game section now, we do have the Bunga collection. Now, the Bunga collection came out a few months ago, and basically collected, I think it was about 14 games from all the 80s TMNT games, such as Turtles in Time, Tournament Fighter, and all those type of games from that generation. And I must admit, it is just so great to be able to finally play these games and not get frustrated and lose my money on certain games. And yeah, it's just amazing to actually have all these games all in one little console. It's just amazing, and to even have the ability to even play online with other people, it just has a different kind of feel. And to have bring back nostalgia for these type of games it's just really unique and amazing. Now, the other game that came out this year, which was a really big hit, was Shredder's Revenge, and this game was really big and really popular. And yeah, it just brought back the Turtles back to their classic roots of being an arcade beat 'em up, and what more can you ask for it? Now, throughout this game, you just got the Turtles going around through different levels and then going against different bad guys, different bosses. It's just a very typical Turtle game, but one that you can love for just how much the game creators really put into it and show that they care about this game. Okay, so next up is one which I'm pretty sure people were so grateful for this year. It is the Rise of TMNT movie. After years of delay, this movie finally came out, and oh boy was this movie so worth the wait. I can't even put into words just how amazing this movie is, with the story, the animation. Oh god, the animation was amazing. There's just too many good things to put into words for this little segment about this movie, and you have to watch it to truly understand how good this movie is. But yeah, I must admit, I'm so glad that this movie finally came out after a few years, and oh boy do I love this one. It's definitely a top 10 movie, top 3 even. Next up on the list, and it's also the final thing on the list, is the Last Ronin final issue. And yeah, it was alright. It was okay. I mean, after many months of delays, it finally came out, so that's a good thing. But I do think that this whole series does have a lot of problems with The Last Ronin, and this issue was a really big clear standout of all the problems. But I must admit, having a good conclusion to the story, it was worth the wait, and I'm really looking forward to see what they do next within the Last Ronin universe, just because of everything that it has set up with the new generation of Turtles, the Lost Years. There's so much potential they could actually have here with this story, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do next. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. I am quite interested to hear what you say about this in the comment section below. Do you have any other best moments from out this year? As I'm pretty sure there are quite a few other best moments from this year, and I mean, just some which I did want to put on the list but I just couldn't. I mean, I wanted to name more toy brands that is able to make amazing figures, or even the statue game that is able to make a big rise with some of the other ones which are made, such as the TMNT 87 statues, and also the Last Ronin statue. You know, there's been some really big and amazing standout things which I really wanted to put on this list, but I just couldn't. But yeah, I am rather interested to see what they do next for the TMNT franchise next year, with a new TMNT movie on the way, and possibly even a new whole series and stuff like that, and the conclusion to the Armageddon game and Lost Years stuff. There's just so much to really look forward to next year, and I'm just gonna be here for the ride of it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you do listen, please share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.